Music plays rocks. All right. Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome to PrepperNet Live. This week is Bug Out Week. It's the same as Shark Week, but without the sharks. Isn't that right? So in the house, we have Beth G and 757 Sheepdog. Hello, guys. How are you guys?
Good.
I thought I was talking to myself for a minute there.
I thought you were talking to the audience.
I'm talking to you. I said, hey.
Yeah, hey.
Welcome back. So awesome. We got people in the chat room there. So everyone, if you will put, maybe you've already been doing this, just put where you're from in there, and kind of like a salute and hee-haw. Salute. You used to watch hee-haw, didn't you, Sheepdog?
Yes, sir.
It was on Saturday nights.
Who didn't watch hee-haw?
I know. Well, I was a little cat. I was a little kid, young kid. So yeah, just put where you're from in there. If you can hear us okay, give us a thumbs up, and we will. I do want to say this. I never say this. I mean, so I think I have like PrepperNet has like 5,700 followers on YouTube. So I need you guys to subscribe and do whatever you need to do there, because I'm looking to get 10,000. Because at 10,000, PrepperNet gets a plaque. We're really far away from it, but hey, it's baby steps to get. Is it 10,000? Might be 100,000. I don't know. You get a plaque, and I see these people have these plaques, and I'm like, that's pretty cool. I can make one though. I know people that have made their own. So anyway, make sure you subscribe to us on the YouTube there. So we're going to get started. We got a few announcements, not many this week, but here we go. So, here, my guest. I have a slide to introduce you guys. Beth G. Dot and 757 Sheepdog. Welcome. They're here for your entertainment. Hey, Prep It Academy, check that out. It is double awesome. I'm giving away a sun oven. Hey, look at it now. Don't make me post it again at the end. It's preppernet.com/giveaway. I just need your email. I think it asks for your last name. It's not, but I need to email the winners. So at the end of this, all this things we're doing here, we're going to give it away. I will say this. I have never mentioned this. Beth, I've not mentioned this. We actually have a premium membership on PrepperNet. And I want you guys to I want you to see the free courses that I have here. Some of them are you may have seen before, but probably not. But one of them's Intro to Cryptocurrency. There's Spy Tech. That's the coolest one ever. The Spy Tech Workshop. So a new one is the Family Emergency Preparedness Plan. Brand new class I put together. It's for the premium members. Important documents and binders on how to put your important documents and binders together. Gosh, these are small. Privacy and security webinar. Okay. Home-based business webinar. Survival groups. Intro to preparedness. Now that is an old one. It's a 5 hour and a half videos that I did, and it goes through my book. My book was written from that class, and then one you guys have never seen called Ready or Not. I haven't done that one, and I mean it is sweet. I did that at Heritage Life Skills summer event, and then re-recorded it. But anyway, if you support PrepperNet, and we need your support, you get all them and for free. But you got to be a premium member. And one of them, if you look at the Family Emergency Preparedness Plan, that's going to come in play here in a little bit in tonight's video. So let's keep going here. So tonight is Bug Out Week. It's the last night of Bug Out Week. The sharks are been circling, so we're almost finished. Uncle Buck, we're doing PrepperNet live on Monday night. Uncle Buck and myself, and then the Kilted Prepper, and then Larry, the city leader from Northeast Tennessee, and then a mystery guest. And so let's keep going here. This past Saturday, I recorded the show with Glenn Tate and Shelby Gallagher. It's called Prepping 2.0. You can find it on all the different podcasts out there, and you can go to their website, prepping2-0.com, and be on the and listen to the show. They do such a great job, and with the talent they had, they did the best they could. So, but I was on that. They were interviewing me about talking about my book, and then there's at the hour show if you're a Patreon. So check that out. And check them out too. They're great podcast. So next we have it's bug out bags. So I have to confess, and Sheepdog and both Beth, I confessed it to both of them. So I've got my bug out bag completely laid out. Every single pack, everything is just completely out. And what did I tell you guys?
You were going to die. I'm pretty sure that's what you said.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it's been a while. I packed it years ago and then making some modifications, but I've never laid everything out like this. I'm like everything. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the reason we started this weekend or this week, because I wanted to go through mine, and I counted 8 different ways to start fire in my bug out bag. And you don't need an air piston when you're bugging out. It's nice. It's a gimmick, but you just don't need it. So I told you guys I was going to die. So I am re-going through everything. So that's pretty exciting. I'm really stoked about redoing it. And everyone also has said that my bag is too large, but the goal is not to fill my bag up. But anyway, so let's keep going here. So I showed you guys this slide beforehand, but so we got our bug out bags. Everybody has their bug out bags, or they're putting it together. Where are you going? So, Beth, do you have different places or scenarios that you may be going if it's time to bug out? Do you already have them pre-planned?
Yes, I would say I do have some places pre-planned.
And what are they? Oh, you don't want to share? Okay. Sheepdog, do you have some places already pre-planned and thought through?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you got to, because if you don't, this is another saying that Beth made me write this. If you don't have a plan and you got your bug out bag, you're just going to die. You're just going to go somewhere and die. You got to have a plan. So plan is important. And that's why I stuck this in here. That family emergency preparedness plan makes you have a plan. It helps you, guides you, have a plan. You have different routes of getting there. You post photos. All this is talked about in that class. You have alternate bug out locations to rendezvous with family or just meet with your team. It goes through all that. So that is in the class that I put up called Family Emergency Preparedness Plan, because you got to have a plan. Just having a bug out bag is not enough. You've got to have a plan. Okay, guys. And so next, this was a question. So will each of you kind of talk, because everyone asked about our bags, and the biggest comment on mine was, gosh, that's big. But it is big, but you don't have to fill it up. That's the thing. You don't fill it up, but I want room. Okay, I'm going to let you guys talk about your bag, each of your bags first, and then I'll talk about mine. Let ladies go first. Sheepdog.
That's it.
I'm just kidding. No, we'll let Beth, if you'll go first.
So are you? I'm talking about the bag or the
Yeah,
content?
talking about your bag, why you pick that bag, and is it the right size and
Okay. Yeah. So I mentioned that Monday night that I switched to a more traditional style of hiking pack instead of the more technical looking bag to save on the weight. So I like that it's top loading. I like that it has access points at various places for prioritizing what I have access to. It fits well. This happens to be an adjustable frame, actually made for like, well, I hate to admit this, it's made for growing kids because it's so you don't spend all that money and have a kid outgrow it. So it pulls off with Velcro and the whole frame, torso adjusts up and down. Fits me great. I like it.
and let's be honest, you're a tiny person. I mean, not a tiny person like they do a show on, but you're not. You're just a.
Not a little, tiny person.
So, well, I mean, that's the point. I mean, you need a pack that's going to fit your frame size.
Yes. So you're planning on growing? Is that where you got that too?
I might shrink.
Okay. Sheepdog, what about your pack?
That's the same thing. It's a adjustable frame, adjustable. Everything's adjustable for height and your size. And we talked about that Monday night. If you go get a bag, go to a reputable outfitter somewhere and buy a pack that's adjustable and have them fit it to you. Because the more the pack matches your body style, size, the better it fits, the easier it is to carry. So this bag, like I said, it's my inch bag, and it's expandable out to 85 liters. Fully expanded, I could probably put Beth in it.
Yeah.
But I did that, like I said, that gives me the ability, if I run across things, just to
Right.
kind of scavenge and add things that I could help me later.
Yep. Well, my bag, I think, can do up to 100 liters, but there is another bag that you can't see on. Mine has another bag that's attached to the back of it, but it's optional. I don't have to fill that up or take it. And so, but I think the bag you see there, I think that's an 80 liter bag. And I don't have to fill it up. And the reason I wanted this one is because of the harness system and everything is very stout. And again, I don't have to fill it up, but I will probably have that full. And then depending on what is going on, I might not need to take the extra food and water I have at the top. I mean, you can always, I think Beth has this kind of mindset. I'd rather have more there. And if I'm leaving, I can make some split decisions going, okay, I'm not going to need this or this or this or this, and just leave it behind and take a lighter pack. Or you may need all that, and you may just be in the back of a truck, riding with some people, and you don't want to dish, any of your stuff. But yeah, so again, none of our bags are that. Well, actually, that's your actual bag though, isn't it, Sheepdog? It's full. Is your sleeping bag in there?
Who are you asking?
A Sheepdog. He's gone.
We lost him.
He gets so mad at me and it just leaves. No, he's having internet connections at his house. We're gonna have to his dial-up is not working as good as
my AOL is out.
Your AOL is out. You got mail. Okay. So is your sleeping bag, and do you have a pad? Is that all inside your bag now in that photo?
No. So there is a Gore-Tex bivy in that bag.
Okay.
But I keep sleeping bags and tents in the house, climate controlled. It prevents mold or zippers rusting out in the humidity. And the bags are decompressed. They're not in a stuff sack. They're in each one's in a bin so that they don't lose their loft. And that's really important for storing your bags, especially down type bags. Mm-hmm. If you keep them compressed, they really takes a while to get the loft back. Yep. So by pulling them out and keeping them climate controlled, they're always, nice and clean and lofted.
Yep. Okay. He said, so bug out bags is always a list on the internet. They really are. And so we have a list, but you can find a list anywhere. But I forgot to post the list last week, and a few people mentioned it. Even Beth mentioned it, and I totally forgot about it. She goes, "Yeah, make sure you post that." And I'm like, "Yeah, I will," and I didn't. So I will tonight. So I will post it afterwards on preppernet.net. So let's go to the next thing. So we got some questions that came in from last week. We're going to go through them, and then we're going to take questions from you guys. Before we start taking the questions, though, is there anything that you guys think we forgot to say last week, or we should cover? That's to Beth and Sheepdog.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I thought you were asking. I thought you were asking the audience.
No, you guys. Is there anything that we should have covered or forgot to cover? Just in last week's episode.
No, I think we did a pretty good job of addressing things to get people thinking to ask questions for tonight. But yeah, okay. I think we did a really good job. About the only thing I could think of is to make sure your pack has a pack cover of some sort to keep it dry in case you get caught in the rain. That big bag of mine in the very bottom, there's a rain cover that's built into the bottom. You just pull it out and fold it over the top. But if you have to have a separate one, you obviously want to keep it at the top of your pack or in a side pouch or exterior pocket so you can grab it and throw it over your pack, keep it dry. I recommend something subdued camo or something that fits your environment.
I think Beth is pink. Am I right? Your real bag?
No. It's blue and gray.
Oh, is it? Okay.
But I do think the rain cover on mine is some kind of bright orange. I probably do need to replace that with something more subdued.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's get going here. There's a list again. So here's the first question. This one's to you, Scott. What brand suitcase style bag does Sheepdog use? And this is KC, the real KC.
Yeah. So I carry, when I travel for work or when we go out west, when I go out west, I carry a North Face extra large bag, has built-in backpack straps. You can carry it as a backpack. It's completely waterproof. It's made for rough travel. When I travel for work, I carry a Patagonia backpack type bag. It has regular handles, but it also has backpack straps. You can carry it as a backpack. And that one's called a black hole large Patagonia bag. Now, both those bags are a little pricey, but it gives me an option to either use that bag if I need to or supplement my other bag with it. And they're completely waterproof. So if I get caught out at work or somewhere, I have all my stuff's protected. So, but Patagonia large black hole, and then I have a North Face extra large for when if we go out to Montana or Wyoming. Because we only allow one bag and it has to meet the 50-pound rule. So you really learn how to pack. But
yep.
So yeah, 50 pounds. I could North Face extra large and the black hole Patagonia large.
So I will bring something up here. Is in the course that I'm pounding is there's more than just your backpack you got to grab when you leave your house. There's more than the bug out bag. You got your important document binder that you need to take. I mean, that's why I'm trying to get a little bit bigger one bag than I know. And then there's 3 binders that I go through in the binder class, but you got to take that stuff with you. Your important document, you got to have that. And important documents is just not on a thumb drive. I know a lot of people go, well, just take a thumb. Your life's going to be hell if there's no, if you can't print documents, if you can't have some of the original. So anyway, so let's go to the next question is, do any of you have bug out drills to see how quickly you can get out with your bag? Beth?
No, I don't think I have bug out drills, but my bag is always ready and it's always in my car or with me. So it's there.
Mhm.
The only drills I would say I do is just using the stuff inside of the bag.
And there's like, you go for a weekend on the bug out weekend. I know you've done that 3-4 times.
Right.
Yep.
Learn something new every time.
Yep. And so I guess it could be a drill. It's like a day drill, I guess, or a weekend drill. How about you, Sheepdog?
Well, in all honesty, no, they're packed and ready to go. And we, they're kept outside of where I live. But like, we do have a bag that stays under the bed in case we have to leave this house in a real fast hurry with clothes and stuff like you were mentioning earlier. I can just reach under the bed and grab that and then get to my bags. But no, we've never had a drill.
So I've shared my drill many times. We actually had a bug out drill, and the criteria was it was going to be an event in the real world. When it happened, we would all bug out. And we called it an 80% bug out because there were so many things that we weren't in a real bug out. There's so, I don't know if I want to get into that a lot, but it's, if you watch the survival video, depending on the event, we have people going to go buy things and getting U-Hauls, and it's a big event for us to, like, we have lists of things we're going to go buy if we're bugging out, truly bugging out. I'm going to go get a U-Haul, go buy, I'm going to get food from Sam's and Costco. My wife's going to get all the tape, plastic, bucket, all this kind of stuff from like Home Depot. And so we called it the 80% bug out. So the event was that a famous person dies, we were going to bug out. It had to be someone so famous everyone would know the bug out. That was the event. That way we didn't know. People would get in a sense alerted at different times. And the thing was, you couldn't call anyone and ask them though. It was like, and so it was when, and I've shared this many times, and I think this is in my survival groups video course that I have now in there, is it was when Robin Williams died. And I knew everyone in our group would know who that was. When I got a message that said he died, boom, we grabbed our bags, and we all went to our bug out location. There was one family that was trying to call everyone and ask them, and we kind of got mad at them because they're like, come on, it's Robin Williams. And they were kind of, I won't say punished, but we still make fun of them for that. But yeah, so we did a bug out, but it wasn't a full bug out, meaning we do all the actions. We grab everything like it's the last time we're ever going to be here. So we called it an 80%. And that probably came from the 80% lower, because probably about the time we were putting together some things. But yeah, so I have done a bug out. We've done that once in the last 5 years, and we are talking about doing it within the next we're talking about doing it very soon again. Any comments on that, you guys? Nope.
Yeah, it's a really good idea. Just to have a predetermined event, just to see, especially if you're in a mag, you find out who's really ready or not ready.
Right. And it was interesting because some people, they didn't know, and it was hard to, I guess, judge them or punish them. They didn't know for like 2 hours later. And some people are already at the, in Miami, Florida, where my bug out retreat is. And they were like, oh, and then they when they found out, they did what they needed to do. Okay. Next question. How long should a bug out bag keep you alive? I'm going to go to you, Sheepdog, on that first.
So that all depends on where you're located. Like we talked about Monday, I could be 400 miles from home, and that bag has to sustain me basically forever. But if you know for a fact that either by car or on foot, your longest duration is 3 days, well, your bug out bag should be set for that duration and a couple extra days in case you got to kind of lay low or go to ground for a day or so to let people kind of get around you or away from you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you know for a fact that from point A to point B is a week, then your bug out bag should sustain you for a week and a little extra. But it all depends on your terrain, your distance, and knowing that. And it goes back to those drills, is knowing how long it takes to go by car, foot,
Mm-hmm.
bicycle, horse, whatever you're using. And you should have your bag built. That's why I have 3 bags, basically. So, you know, I have a bag for 3 days, 2 weeks, and then I'm never coming back.
One of the bags is just cash, right?
You know.
In case you really have to leave the country. Oh, how about Beth? How about you?
I mean, I think that's the standard answer. I was looking at Echo Papa's comment on a bug out bag. It's to get you from one stocked retreat to another stocked retreat, or to
Mm-hmm.
your cache to cache, or like
Mm-hmm.
Sheepdog said, however many days. I'd add a couple. If you think it's 3 days to get to your bug out location, things are going to go wrong. Add a couple. But I was just getting from point A to point B.
So I will say this: I have 12 or so caches buried in the ground. For a lot of people, though, I mean, it's for a lot of people. So I'm a firm believer that there's a 99% chance I'm going to be driving with my bag in the car. I'll drop that down to 95% chance. I will be driving with my bag in the car. The other 5% is to get me from where I am to my next cache. And then I can refuel there with maybe some water, some food, and then get to the next cache. And so we have 12 caches, and we're putting one more in soon. It's built. We haven't actually put it in the ground yet. I mean, but let's just honest. Miami, Florida is a long walk to my retreat, you know? But and so the thing is, though, what we've determined is there's so many people that's going to be walking and bugging out. We're going to start going back and putting even more caches in the ground near the ones we currently have, because you can only put so much food and water, because that's what mostly we have in there is food and water and ammo. But you don't always need to take the ammo. So when you come to the cache and you dig it up, you get the things you need out of there, then you got to bury it. So there's rules and a plan on how to do that as well for the next people that are coming. And if I have a surplus of something, or, you know, I can stick things. So it's like family. So you don't want to just take everything. But anyway, you got to have some caches, and so it is to get to the next place or the next place. And so my thinking is the first cache we get to, I mean, we shouldn't be eating food. I mean, the second cache, you shouldn't be eating. I mean, anyway, that's just some thoughts. What containers do we use for cache? Well, actually, I'm doing a cache class right now that's going to be put up for the PrepperNet premium members. But a lot of people use pipe. 8-inch PVC pipe. I use, I think they're mortar rounds for a tank. Yeah, I mean, we use different ones, but it's about 4.5 foot long, about 10 inches in the middle of it. It seals on the end, clamps down. I use a lot of them. I bought them from Old Groucho. So anyway, let's go to the next question. Unless y'all have more, if y'all comments, just jump in. Let's go to the next one. Is Beth talked about the size and weight of her bag. Does that include comms, food, and water?
Yes, it does. My water is, I have a 2 liter hydration bladder that fits down in the pack. And food, yes, I take food. Food I don't have to cook. So I just open the pouch and eat it. And then comms, I carry a handheld radio, either just my Baofeng or the Anytone 878, or now I have a Yaesu handheld as well. So one of those handhelds would definitely be
You
with
bought
me.
a Yaesu
Yes.
handheld? Is that recently?
Yes.
I did not know. Oh, at the Hamfest, probably. Oh, I didn't know that. So, Sheepdog, in your bag, do you carry all that as well?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, and like we talked about Monday, there's a radio in every vehicle I drive, and soon to be in Megan's new vehicle. I have a mobile unit, and then I always have an HT. But I carry my primary everyday carry now is a Yaesu VX6. It's IP rated, waterproof. It's a tri-band, and it'll scan shortwave, all the ham bands, the air bands, 800 900 megahertz. So that radio kind of fills in that gap, like you carry the scanner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the close call that the Uniden has, but I can still scan basically all the every
Mm-hmm.
with that little HT, and it's that big.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So it sort of fills a need and gives you a lot of capability to listen. And then my inch bag would have an HF radio and a wire antenna.
so this is a good time to. I mean, so I think in all of our bags, we just literally can't grab the bag and go. I can't. I have to take my radio. I have to take some electronics and put in there. I mean, right? I don't keep my electronics in there, batteries in there, like ready to go in the ready to go position all the time. Do you guys?
I don't keep my radio in my bag. I also don't keep that hydration bladder filled up because
Right.
I don't want the water sitting in there. So I have in my trunk gallon jugs of water. Hopefully I would have time to, I also just have like water bottles I have water bottles in my bag. But if I have time to fill that hydration bladder, I will. And of course I have water filtration methods in my bag. But no, I don't keep the electronics in there.
So
Right.
yeah, so there's an HT that sits on the corner of this table every day. So usually I come home, the Yaesu goes on the table, and I grab the Anytone for when I walk the dog. But yeah, there's always a radio that sits right here.
Mhm.
So as you go out the door, there's a radio there. And then Megan and I have chest rigs that are blowout kits, and there's a collar mic attached to the chest rig, extra batteries for Baofeng radios, and I can throw a Baofeng on those and walk out the door.
Yep.
And
Okay.
all the radios are on the rack in the back by the chest rigs. I just pick them up as I go out, but all the batteries are already in them. We just rotate them through I do a once a month check for everyday carry stuff.
Mm-hmm.
First of the month, I get a reminder, and I go through and rotate batteries out. So.
Yeah, that's a good point. So our bug out bag isn't, I mean, we need a few minutes to really prep it. And and you got to, I mean, that's just a smart way of doing things. You can't leave batteries in. You can't leave like your sleeping bags in. There's just some things there's smart ways to do it. And if you're having a bug out and have to get out of your house in 10 seconds, I mean, how often does that ever happen? Not very often. So let's go to the next question is, do you have a list of items PrepperNet has approved, like what Garvin? Oh, so in my book, I have that PDF that you can download for, what's that book called? It's I forget the name of it, the Preparedness Roadmap. That's embarrassing. You can download a PDF of all the products I talk about in there. I will say this: I did know this question was coming because I did create this. I know I sounded like I didn't. But I did PrepperNan. Who's PrepperNan? Do you know who PrepperNan is? I don't either.
Don't know.
I will say this. We have a store at preppernet.com/Amazon. It may forward you straight to Amazon. You may have to click on something, but that is all pre-approved things. And I have a whole section on bug out bags, but look more than the bug out bags because some of this stuff is cross category here because it's in some of the things are in tactical, some of the things are in bug out bags, some of the things are in everyday carry and survival. So hey, just scan through there. These are things that I own or people I know own, and they're great. So, and just for real world legal, PrepperNet makes $4. No, 4%. 3% on some things, 4% on. It's not. We're not getting rich. Okay. Matter of fact, I think I made $40. I think Prepper. I think it was. What did we say it was, Beth? Do you remember?
I think 40 or 80. I don't remember.
Oh, maybe it was 80 last month that PrepperNet got. I don't know. I can't remember. So anyway, that's preppernet.com. And again, that's my carrying concealed knife. I mean, I have all my stuff on there, all the things we like. Okay, let's go next. Can I bug out with Beth?
Only if you're vetted.
See, Beth, that's the reason why I didn't want you to see all the questions earlier.
Well, NT and M, sure. We next time we do an outing to URI or wherever, join the Charlotte group. Look for our next bug out practice and join us.
Can I bug out with Beth? Oh gosh, that is funny stuff.
Only if you can fit in the trunk.
Yeah. No, if you can fit her in your pack. Oh, was this a death wish with Beth? That's what Tom said.
Yeah.
The hammer. She's got so many nicknames. It's crazy, guys. I think we're up to like 9 nicknames now.
Beware of the hammer. I will say that.
The hammer. Moosey the hammer.
Let's go to the next question here. What are some true bug out scenarios? Beth, hit this.
What are some true life things that would happen?
Yeah. That was a question.
Well, I mean, for me, the one that's the foremost in my mind is, for whatever reason, economic collapse, power outage, whatever the reason is, marauders are coming through the neighborhood, going house to house. I mean, you see it coming, you know it's happening in a suburb nearby. Unless your neighborhood is all combined together and on the same page, that's when you got to get out. Well, you got to get out before that happens. That's the one I think of the most.
Someone just posted here. That's a pretty good question. Is there a national bug out week? I don't think there is. I've never heard of it. But anyway, how about Sheepdog? What's some scenarios that you are looking forward to bug out? You're just waiting to bug out. I know you are.
Yeah. Yeah. If I had a little bit more, I'd be gone. In fact, I have friends. I do have 2 friends who are gone. They're out. They're off grid. They're off everything. I got a message and I knew they were gone, and I haven't heard from them since. So they've already bugged out because they just feel that it's becoming so unstable. They want to go to where they're prepared and ready to be and take off from there. But there's so much turmoil and unrest, but economic collapse, obviously, energy collapse. I work in the energy industry, and if my industry shuts down, well, you better start getting ready to go because you're not going to have any other means. You're going to lose the ability to drive to Miami. You're going to have to walk. There's a lot of stuff. Economic collapse, civil unrest is a really good reason. Unfortunately, kind of where I live, that's a real possibility. And, the local administrations that are doing nothing to quell it. They're really promoting it. So, but that's a real reason to leave. We all saw what happened in Portland and all these other places. If that's happening to you and you're still there, you're in a lot of trouble.
A lot of trouble. I will say that in my group, we had 4 families bug out for the pandemic. 2 of them were for health reasons. One had a child that immune system is compromised, and they just wanted to get, they went to our retreat and just literally disappeared. Off the, I mean, I won't say they're off the grid because they were still contacting people within the rules of our retreat, but they just wanted to get out. They didn't know. They had no, and the other one, the husband just had major surgery, and they thought it was in the best interest for them to just get out of the system as well. And so, but we had 4 families go. 2 of them left. They went up there literally on and off for like a month. But the other one, the family with the child, stayed up there for about 11 months. So, that was a real bug out scenario for some. So sometimes a bug out scenario is different from others. Right now, if I had $12 million in the bank and my daughter graduated from high school, I'd be gone. I mean, what is it to stay for? But anyway, okay. Next question. Okay. Now we're going to just take questions from you guys. So here's what I want you to do, because we can't sometimes read your questions fast enough. I want you to do literally, I'll do a sample here. I want you to do like 4 question marks and then ask your question. And I'm going to post this so you guys can see this. So that way we can, when we see the question marks, we're like, oh, that stands out like a thumb there. And we'll go, oh, okay, there's someone asking a question there. And just know that we will, I'm going to throw your question up on the screen, and one of us will answer your question. So have y'all seen any questions while everyone's typing their incredibly intelligent questions? Have y'all seen any questions we should answer that has been in here? I haven't anything that's spiffy.
I haven't seen questions. I've seen a lot of great comments, but
okay.
Yeah.
Any of them you want to share, like verbally?
Well, somebody asked about radios that don't have to be pre-programmed. That is a good question.
Mm-hmm.
One thing about like the Baofeng radios is they're very, very difficult to program. I mean, very hard. We did a class on them one day in our local group, and it was really, really difficult just to put the class on. So they're really hard to program, but like Yaesu's ICOMs, even the Anytone, they're made. I programmed this little Yaesu off the face of the radio. I never plugged a cable in it. I put everything in it I needed right on the face of the radio, because as you move away in your bug out, you may have to do that. Or you may have it in your comms plan for your group that at this location we switch to this simplex or this digital mode at this point of your travel. So yeah, you should have a radio that you know how to program, and you know how to program under stress.
Yes. So we have code plugs, and like most people in our group, we probably have a total of 400 Baofeng radios, but we've switched to the Anytone. And there's many reasons, but one of the reasons is people can still hear us, but we can now do encryption, but we know that that's against the rules during regular time. So here's a question. Do you have any gold and silver in your bag? I have very little. If I'm bugging out, there's nothing I need from other people to do barter. I'm just saying I don't want to see anyone What's your answer to that? You guys want to comment on that?
Well, I agree with that. Your goal is to get to your established safe haven supplied area and not really worry about what's between there. And you really want to minimize contact with other people. So I really don't see it as a necessity. It's probably a good idea to have some cash that first day in case you run across a store out in the country
Right.
or somewhere and they just got stuff, because everybody in the country's, they got their own stuff theoretically. Yep. You may be able to pick up some things you need, make your trip a little bit better, like bottles of water or quick food you don't have to cook and things like that. So cash would be king. Even if the grid was down, a little small store will still take cash.
Yeah, they will. They won't know the difference. They'll just think, oh, power's out or whatever. But how,
Yes.
Beth, what do you got to say about that?
Well, so definitely I keep cash in my bag, but that brings up a really good point about the gold or silver, because if you're leaving it behind, right? If it's not in your bag and you're trying to get somewhere and then it's sitting at home, unless it's pre-positioned at your bug out location. Something to think about. If you do have a stash of gold or silver at home, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to, what are you going to do with it?
Man, all my gold and silver, that's heavy. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, next question is this. This is at Beth G. What? No cooked food. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So why are you reacting like that?
You're Miss Freeze Dryer here. Go ahead.
No. So I don't put freeze dried food in there because then I have to boil water and rehydrate it.
Oh, okay.
So I have little packages of food, like chicken, tuna salad, chicken salad. Those packages you just open and eat. Also discovered a new brand. I might be pronouncing it wrong. Hereford, Hereford.
Heifer?
Hereford. They used to be cans, but now they sell them in pouches, and it's actually delicious. They have like brisket, meatballs, all kinds of stuff. Just open and eat it. It's a really, really good brand.
Okay. Here we go. Another question from Rick. What IFAC do you guys carry in your bag? Okay. Well, I carry one on me every day now. I carry more of a trauma kit, I guess. I carry the Warrior Poet dude, which I love, John, and I wear it on my ankle. I know several of us in the Charlotte group have started to do that, because here's the thing: if you carry a gun, you need to carry a trauma kit. Plain and simple. I'd rather you not carry a gun. Well, I don't care. You can die because your kit is for yourself. It's not for anyone else. But for the things in my bag, I'm friends with Dr. Bones and Nurse Amy, and I could buy something from them, but I prefer to pack everything myself. And my medical bags are packed exactly the way I want them, and I wouldn't buy that personally. I see you shaking your head, Sheepdog. You want to comment on that?
Yes, sir. You should buy, buy once, cry once on gear, and medicals really buy once, cry once. So North American Rescue sells everything you need for your IFAC. So if you can't buy a pre-made IFAC, you can buy a small bag and build your own.
Yes.
Now, in your bug out bag, it's a little different than, say, your plate carrier or your battle belt. That bag is made to be open quick and go, where your IFAC is made to get to and open. But I run a set of chest seals for entry and exit wounds, nasopharyngeal. I have IV starters in my bag. Our big medical bag, we have IVs. We can drop ringers. But I have a starter in my bag if there's more, emergency medical care. Tourniquets, North American Rescue tourniquets.
Can I make a comment here on tourniquets?
Yes, sir.
The rat tourniquet, please don't buy.
It's too small.
Well, not only that, I believe the guy that created them is a very dishonest man, and the community has proven that with research.
So yeah, I try to buy North American Rescue everything.
Yes.
You should have a decompression needle for pneumothorax. What is that, Beth? Pneumothorax decompression.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, but
go in your chest.
yes, sir.
Right between
Yep.
under your ribs. Yeah.
Yep.
So, North American Rescue sells one with a template that fits in the little pouch the bag the needles in, and you lay that template on so you don't miss the spot. Because if it goes in the wrong place, you can actually kill somebody. So that's a good kit. I think they do make you sign a waiver if you're not a EMT or a doctor that you will use it under medical supervision.
Mm-hmm.
But, IFAC, go to a good stop the bleed class and build a kit out from there.
Okay. So we're going to go to the next question.
Well, I have a comment on that too.
Great Scott.
Sorry.
No, I'm kidding. Go ahead, Beth.
So a step up from a stop the bleed class is like a class that's more military minded. They use the MARCH acronym.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that North American Rescue sells a lot of their stuff based on the MARCH. So you can build your kit really nice that way. The class I took, we played with both the CAT tourniquet and the SWAT-T tourniquet. And what was great is some people felt one was better than the other, but what really mattered is what you could self-apply easily. So for me, it was the CAT tourniquet, because if you're putting it on yourself, what works best for you. So it's good to take some classes. Don't just buy this kit. You have to actually learn how to use the stuff.
I say the more important thing is the maker of the tourniquet. A lot of people, I guarantee you on here have bought the cheap tourniquets on Amazon for $10, $9, $19, and they break. They break almost not every time, but they break. So you are spending $10, $15 less for a device that could really save someone's life. It has to be North American Rescue.
Don't buy CAT even on Amazon. It'll say it's a CAT tourniquet.
Yes.
It'll look like a CAT tourniquet.
It will. It's fake.
It's hard to tell. Don't buy it off Amazon.
And they break. I took I've taken outdoor wilderness trauma and survival medicine or whatever. I've taken Skinny Medics class. I've done Dr. Bones and Nurse Amy, and they all do samples of the fake ones, and they break. They're awful. Don't buy it. If you're buying them, you're putting a loved one at risk, plain and simple. So let's go to the next question.
I got something real quick.
Okay.
Light Raider, South Carolina said CAT works great, but not on small children.
Yes.
And that's where those SWAT tourniquets come in handy.
I agree with that.
Small children or pets.
And that's just a big Band-Aid almost.
Yeah, but for the small diameter, the child's arm, it works really good for small children. That was a really good point.
What happens if you arrive to your bug out location and find another group there that claimed it? Well, first of all, that's you take it back one person at a time. That's my
lime pits.
Lime pit, one person at a time. You just bug out and you stay outside that arena and you just take that back slowly. That's what okay, let's see what the next question is. I'm not reading these yet. So, has there been much emphasis on fitness as a part of your bag plan? Because we're all in top physical condition.
Forrest is leading the pack in fitness preparation.
That's really good.
I agree. I absolutely. I'm with you, and I agree with you 100%. But I also, when I go through my sheet here, I'm at 95% thinking I'll be able to drive to my retreat. The only thing that would not allow me to drive to my retreat is a not even a grid down. Grid down, I'll be able to drive. It has to be an EMP. That's the only way you won't be able to drive to your retreat. Y'all want to comment on that, or we go to the next question?
Well, it's really here's my opinion. So What do I need my disclaimer?
Yeah.
This is my opinion and does not reflect the views or opinions of PrepperNet. So we should be prepared for the worst case scenario. We talked Monday about building your bag out and worrying about in the fall going and putting a coat, or in the summer taking the coat out. If you just build your bag and you can just pick it up and go, no matter what the season is, you're prepared for that. So, being fit and being able to go and walk with those bags and understanding how it fits and how it's going to rub, where it's going to rub, and where it's going to be a problem. It really is a good point to make that, no matter, there's a couple people in our group that we know are in perfect shape, but not everybody. So being physically fit is a very good point.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're in a city group and if y'all do activities together, like our group, it should include hiking and carrying your pack and fitness. Fitness is important right now anyway, because with the medical establishment falling apart, your best bet is prevention. And that's part of that's, eating right and exercise. So that's something we should all be doing right now anyway.
That's why I'm in top physical condition.
And you eat so healthy, Forrest. Yeah.
Okay. Question. Other than a 22 long rifle, what other firearms or ammos would you recommend? Well, I don't know about you guys. I'm a standard guy. I have literally three. Well, I'll say four, but I have three. I have a 22 long rifle, 9mm, and 5.55, 5.56, 223. That's it. I don't have anything else. But then there's little iffies. That's massive. That's where you have your bulk of ammo. If you have a long rifle, you don't need 12,000 rounds for a long rifle. If you have a shotgun, I don't like shotguns as much as I like my 223. Personally. So I stick with the three basics. Everyone has to have an AR-15. You just have to have one. That is your rifle. That is your battle rifle. That's why military people carry it. You got to have a sidearm. You shouldn't be a 380. Shouldn't be a 45. Shouldn't be a 4. It should be a 9mm, because that's what everyone has, is a 9mm. So if you go in someone's house, or they shoot you and you get mad and you shoot them back and you go and look at their body, they're gonna have 9mm on them, more than likely. So that's my 2 cents on that. Scott, Beth.
Yes, same thing. You should have those three guns: 9mm. I prefer Glocks, AR-15 pattern rifle, in 223 or 5.56. I prefer 223 wild, actually, because it'll fire both 5.56 and 223 without the pressure spikes. And then there's three. 22 bolt action. And the reason I like the bolt action is even if you lose the magazine or the magazine breaks, you can still load it one at a time. Yep. And the 22 long rifle is an excellent round in a rifle. For you can hunt, gather, you can do things with it. But yeah, those three primarily. And if you run a bolt gun, like a precision type rifle, I prefer a bolt gun in 308, because again, just like Forrest said, 308's ubiquitous. Everybody has 308s. Yep. It's not a new round. It's not an obsolete round. It's a very effective round, and it'll handle, every animal in North America and most people.
I would say also the cool thing about a 223 is they have a thing called a quiet round, and they're not very powerful. I think they go around 800 feet per second or something, but you can knock small little, squirrels and rabbits, and literally someone could be 100 yards away from you and not hear that round go off. It's almost like having a silencer on there. But if you don't have a silencer, having that's a plus.
And I do recommend running a suppressor.
Yes.
I recommend that highly. It eliminates your flash signature, and it cuts down a lot on obviously the noise. Supersonic rounds out of anything, pistol, rifle, shotgun, they crack when they leave the suppressor.
Right.
But you eliminated the flash and the boom, so it's a good investment.
Says, why are we walking? Yeah, I agree with this guy. Most of the time, there's only two scenarios that we can't drive. I agree with that. We don't I mean, I think we all agree with that. And so next is Glock 19. I definitely carry a Glock 19. My everyday carry is a Glock 48 though, and that's what I have right here beside me. Last week it was the 19. If you I don't know why I always announce my gun with you guys. I mean, this is before we start recording. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Pepperoni, honey, dry berries. Carl is Virginia. I have a 22. Okay, where's the next question here?
Rita Harris.
Okay, where? Right here?
Right. No.
Okay, hang on.
Right
here.
under Carl Johnson. Yeah.
Oh, bugging out with elders. Yeah. Ooh. I had someone email me about that I didn't put in there. You know, that's just tough. I mean, I don't know what to do. I'll tell you the answer. You're not going to like it. If you have, there's two answers. One is you're going to have to bug in. And if you do that, you might need to move now. So when you bug in, you're safe. The other is you may have to leave people behind. This is harsh, but to save your kids and your family. I can't think of, that's tough. Y'all might not want to answer this. Let me be the bad guy here on this. You agree with what I'm saying though, maybe?
Yes, sir.
It's tough decisions. I mean, and
yes.
You need to decide in advance.
Yes. But I would say move now to somewhere if you want to bug in. Or, I mean, I would not stay back for a bedridden parent and put my family's life in danger.
And I don't think that parent would want you to do that. They would want their children and grandchildren to be safe.
Mm-hmm. Oh, someone's telling us how to say that.
Hereford.
Okay. Like
it's
cow.
not heifer. Okay. There's a joke there. Here, let's see another question here. You saw another question. I'm looking for question marks.
There's 3 question marks on it. It's right below Carl Johnson and above Aloha making a list.
If traveling by foot, she's asking travel by day or night. Marine trainer said only at night.
So there'll be some different opinions on this. I recommend at night. And that's where these 30-mile guys and the 15-mile guys are not understanding. We talked about with the golden stuff. If you're on foot, like when I'm at work, I'm in rural areas, and if my vehicle dies, I'm on foot, and I don't want to be seen. So I'm going to move at night. I eliminate the chance of running into people. I control my environment because I'm in the darkness, no lights, and move at night. You're going to cover fewer miles, but you're going to be a lot safer. If you travel in darkness, go to ground and hide it during the day. If it's in the summertime, it'll be cooler. In the wintertime, you'll be to ground when it's warmer instead of at night when it gets really cold. So it has advantages, not just for your travel, but also for your rest. So I do say travel at night.
Mm-hmm. So AZ says by retreat, you mean own property, private land, someone else's land, or unclaimed land. So I've had a private retreat since 2000. So that's 23 years, actually the end of 2000, where we have houses, we have infrastructure, it's a retreat. It's where you go and hide. We use it as a vacation spot, but you can't invite other people. There's all kinds of rules, but yeah. So I've my survival group class, I teach people on how to use Airbnbs as their retreat. Now, you got to think out of the box on that. But yeah, the best thing is to get away from population. I don't care where it is. If you don't have someone within 5 miles from you, you're pretty safe. That's hard to do on the East Coast, but a mile. Or like I'm doing a presentation tomorrow, and I'm going to have to tell some of the people that they got to get out where they live, because they have thousands of people. They probably have 5,000 people within a circle 1 mile from their house that you can't survive there. You just can't. And we have software. I think I've posted. I'll post it again to check that. And it uses like the latest census data. You put your address and it tells you how many people live within that area. But I've got to tell these people tomorrow, if you don't get out, you're gonna die in your house. You can't protect yourself. And so people are so mean. They're mean. If they can't come and get your stuff, they'll just burn your house down. I mean, they'd rather you die than not. So let's see here. If we have earthquakes, all the overpasses, floating bridges, yeah, I agree. Okay, is she where does she live? What area? Is that a West Coast person, Beth? You know her.
Seattle city leader.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. I wasn't going to say Seattle, but you did. But yeah,
Beth will call you out in a minute.
She lives at 498
Rita,
23 West
Rita.
Avenue.
Sorry.
In Seattle.
But she introduced herself on the thing. Probably. Rita, did you say you were from Seattle in the intro?
She probably did. But anyway, so, there are some earthquakes for sure, and it can rock anywhere, but we're not used to earthquakes too much here in the area that I live in. Okay. What does this mean here? It says Garvin is exactly what, okay. Not sure. Sam, makes sense. Amen. Garvin. Look at that. I want everybody to see that.
Whoa.
Oh,
Y'all see that? Carl is one of my favorite people.
Carl, listen, we have to worry about the size of Forrest's head, please.
Yeah, you have made a terrible mistake.
Carl is our city leader. He's my favorite city leader at this point. I'm way behind you guys. Y'all, we've already covered that question. Let's go to the next. I'm just looking for questions here. Cliff has one again. Have you discussed keeping your car topped off? Oh, that's never go below half full. Natural disasters, power outages. Forrest, you can get to Florida on a single take of gas. We have gas staged. Good question. So I literally think a scenario that's happened in the Southeast several times has happened. And it all has to do with the gas. We've literally have been on gas shortages. Would you say 3 times in the last 10 years?
It's been 3 times in the past 4 years.
4 years. So we've had problems with getting our gas comes from, I guess, New Orleans and then from Texas area. I know
Baton Rouge and Port Arthur, Texas.
Yeah. And so Sheepdog knows all about this, where we've had gas shortages. And I think that's been an advantage to us, because in the South now, a lot of preppers, we never let our car go below a certain tank, because we've had the short. We've waited in line before, or some of us. If y'all want to add to that.
We have a rule. It's not supposed to go below half tank.
Mm-hmm.
Half tank is empty.
Yeah.
Yes.
When it gets back to full, she stops.
Panic. I'm near E, and it's half tank.
So I spent some time up in West Virginia on the fracking fields, and we had a rule that it was a half tank. That was a hard, fast rule, because you may be 50, 60 miles from a gas station. So when it hit half, you better already have a route planned to go get fuel and get it topped off. And
so I have a trailer on the back of my car, and I have this cart now, this little what do you call it? Where I can put gas cans on there. So when I bug out my vehicle, I put about 23 gallons of gas, 18 gallons of gas on the back of my vehicle, and I covered up with a tarp so you can't see what's back there. But I went to prepper camp one year and I had gas on the back of my car, which is more than enough for me to get home. But there's other people. You remember one time we all went to prepper camp and everybody gas stations were closed because they couldn't get okay, when and where is the next bug out camp weekend, Beth?
Well, this person must be from Virginia. So luckily the East Coast has a lot going on coming up in May. First weekend in May, there's the Mountain Readiness Expo in Harmony, North Carolina. But our PrepperNet, our annual PrepperNet Bug Out Weekend, which is the best event of the year, it is in October. Oh gosh, Forrest, do you remember the date? 15th, 16th?
Sure.
I think so.
Something around in there. And that will be in Stone Mountain Park, North Carolina, not Georgia, not Stone Mountain, Georgia. Campsites are full, but if you can connect with one of us online, we can hook you up with somebody who's willing to share their campsite. I don't know if you want to talk about Prepper Camp and other events, Forrest, or...
Oh yeah, just join preppernet.net and you'll see there's an event. We have an event going on like every single day nationwide. It's crazy. And then I didn't know there was a earthquake in Tennessee. Here's one. What is this? How about hybrid vehicles? Yeah, you're gonna die. No, you know. Yeah, I have a hybrid. Do I not? I have a Prius, and I'm embarrassed to say that. Actually, a Prius is better than a fully battery car because Prius can use gas. But I have a Prius. Y'all can go ahead and make fun of me, but I'm going to tell you why. My mother passed away and left me that car, so that's why I have a Prius. Otherwise, I would have not bought one myself. But my wife drives it because it gets 45 miles per gallon. So that was Jerry said that was 2016 prepper camp, the gas shortage. Right here. You know what, Ken, you just gotta make priorities.
Bring her camping. It's the fun. It's so much fun.
Yes,
I'm sure she'll love that for her anniversary.
Who is it that every year prepper camp every year? It's his. It was our Asheville code leader. Him and his wife. It was always their anniversary when prepper camp happened. Yes.
Prius is powered by a sun oven. That's hilarious.
Yes, that would be sweet. How could I do that?
Pistol Pete said Bug Out Camp is the 19th and 22nd.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, David Scott made a good comment. It only takes one wreck on an interstate to block you and back you up and have nowhere to go. You're talking about, another time when you might have to get out on foot.
Well, I would turn around. I mean, I'd be going in the emergency lane the other direction if I'm trying to bug out. But that's where radios come in handy too. That's why, I know you guys gave me a hard time, oh my gosh, about CB radios, but that's a good time. Maybe a CB radio is useful because other people on the road will have CB radios. But so let's see if there's any more questions. I'm not finding any more questions, but bug out and oops. I almost blocked that person. Yeah. Bug out in a small car or truck. I'll tell you how I'm going to bug out. This is real world. This is in my plans. If I get an alert that says that Chicago and New York were hit by a bomb, I'm going to go and I'm going to rent a U-Haul. I'll leave my car there. I'll come back home and throw all my gear in there. Then I will go to any store that is open. I'm supposed to go. I can't go to Costco and Sam's at night, but I'll be there in the morning. And I've got a a credit card. Everyone in our group has credit cards, and they are true credit cards. They're not debit cards. And the minimum is you have to have $10,000 on the credit card. I'm going to go to Costco and Sam's and buy a whole list of stuff that we've already laid out, what I can buy. $10,000. I'm going to fill that U-Haul up, and I'm going to drive that all the way to Florida where my retreat is. I tell people Florida because you guys don't need to know where my retreat is. But go to Florida. I'm going to unpack that, and we'll use that U-Haul for something at the retreat. If it goes, because crap's getting ready to hit the fan. And guess what? The most amazing things. Let's just say, for an example, that it was fake news, like Hawaii had fake news about bombs coming in, or let's just say that the power grid stayed up and things did get better. And so 30 days, I'm hiding out at my bug out camp. I can pack everything back in that U-Haul. I can take it to Costco and Sam's and go, hey, my wife was drunk. I got really drunk one night and I bought all this food and stuff. Here's my credit card. I put it on. I would like to return them. And I could return them all. I could return every bit. I take the U-Haul back. They may have reported it stolen because it was 30 days. But I go, okay, how much was that? $3,000. Oh gosh. Oh wait, let me go and load it first and get my money back, and then I'll pay the fee. Is it worth it? Yeah, it is worth it. And so that's kind of, and everyone in our group, every family has things that they're going to be doing. So, so that is what I'm going to be doing. So I love this. Ken is the man. I'm just telling you. He has 100% there. You know, you can't see that right there, but Ken.
Wait, is he taking Carl's place now?
Both of them. Is Ken a city leader?
No.
Okay.
Ken needs to be.
Yeah, he does.
So Domain asked if there's a Prepper camp type place in Ohio.
Yes, there is. Right here. It's called Old School Survival Boot Camp. I am not going to that. PrepperNet is going to have a get together. Who's in charge of that?
So I probably shouldn't name names, but I did put in the comments that the meet and greet will be Friday night at 7 p.m. at campsite number 52. Okay,
52. There'll be a banner, and you'll recognize people there. I know that one of my favorite people from Asheville, and it's not Echo Papa. This is it's Miranda. She said that she's going to stop by, but I won't be there because my son's graduating that weekend. That's why we really didn't make it a big, but we're going to do everything we can for those that are going. And we're getting kind of late here, but people are asking good questions. Yeah. Oh yeah. That was the question. Is there a prepper camp kind of, yeah. And so it's old school. I'm sure someone here in a second will put the URL or you can find it. Oh, who put this in there? Oh, Beth put that in there. U-Haul. Oh, dudes, I love this. Take my cats. Oh my gosh.
Chinese food.
Okay. I don't know if I do a survival group video, and what do I say about pets?
Not everybody's going to put their pets in a Ziploc bag. Some people prioritize their pets. And that's okay.
I don't know what y'all are talking about. Ziploc bag. Dogs are not welcome on my retreat. I don't care if you pay $12,000 in training. They're not. There's a story. That's in the survival group story too. So I think we answered everyone's questions. I'm hoping we hit everybody. Everybody's people are leaving, and so I have a year of cat food. Wait, never mind. Yeah, are you going to eat the cats? But I'd rather have my pets than people. Okay.
That's a good call.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Okay. Some of my least favorite people. No, I'm kidding. The book Eli. Yeah. Okay. Well, guys, I think that's enough. Do y'all have any last words about Bug Out Week or any suggestions and kind of added questions? And we're right at the hour and a half mark.
Nope. Just join PrepperNet.net and look at the events going on and join as a premium member, get the workshops and help support PrepperNet.
And join PrepperNet.net and support your local groups. Show up to the meetings. If you have a skill, offer to teach. If you don't have a skill, but you are willing to help out the people that do teach. And you will gain more from your interaction in the groups than you will alone.
Yeah, like this weekend, we're going to purify water. We're going to a river that I probably wouldn't drink the water out of it. And we're going to learn, we're going to just practice purifying water and making water safe. Who's teaching that this weekend?
Sheepdog.
Sheepdog is. So
yes,
that's
an opportunity to bring your bug out bag, test the gear you have in it, make sure it's safe to use.
Yeah. Absolutely. So get involved in your local group. If you don't have a local group, let's start one. Contact Beth. Her number is 755-555-1212. Isn't that the generic phone that whatever? It's 876-5309.
867-5309.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Give her a call.
Or contact me at Beth G online. Yes.
Also, hey, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I want that plaque. It's like a little, I don't know how many you got to get, but I want that plaque. And then that's it. I think we're out.
Okay.
At this time, I'm supposed to play music. Yeah, we're going to sign out. Joining us for Bug Out Week. And the dog is closing us out. That's awesome. So we'll see you guys. We're going to be live right here at the same place. It'll be Uncle Buck and myself. And hey, we'll check you later. Hey, thanks, Beth and Sheepdog. Y'all are amazing.
Thank you for having me.